And I think that going into a double sentinel composition, being able to turn off the chamber or find the chamber, being able to turn off the vice is big.
Yeah, no changes. And I was such a fan of the tanks Yoru last time. I thought the TP timings were really fantastic, playing off of the Sova util, the Vice Flash as well. I'm a big tank fan here on the Yoru.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think, yeah, like we said, his agent pool has had to become so deep since joining this KOI side. But yeah, his Yoru does look great. I think as well, Flyer being on that Sova, that is the one person that does actually get to stick with comfort throughout every single map they play, being the IGL. So yeah, I think it's difficult to say where it will go when we're basing it off of how NAVI destroyed, well, didn't destroy Fnatic, but how they beat Fnatic on Ascent.
The key thing for me is Alexic had a great opener to this series on the Jet, and then kind of disappeared on the Raze.
That one nade.
That one nade was everything. But he didn't have much impact on the Raze, so I'm hoping that Jet is just more comfortable for him, and if he's going to need to find that comfort and be... he doesn't need to perform like map 1, but he can't perform like map 2.
And he does get to start on defense. He's much more comfortable there as well. But this is a do or die, especially for KOI. Mitch and Tom, they're on the cusp of making history.
Well, just one step away now, but it is Ascent. It's not going to be an easy task. Let's see if they've woken the beast on the other side of the stage. NAVI, they had some blunders, they had some shaky rounds, but if Alexic comes in with that map 1 energy, this could be a quick conclusion.
Yeah, for sure. It was mentioned by Mini on the desk as well, the fact that they already beat Fnatic, whose comp this is, on this map. So it's not like they're coming in and this is a surprise factor or that sort of aggressive style could catch them off. NAVI know what they're up against. I will say, though, there's definitely some silver liners. I think Natank on the Yoru, even 100%. Though he picked it up towards the end on the Raze, his Yoru was insane. And then that gave so much space to Filu on the chamber that I'm excited to see this.
Well, the battle has already commenced. One of the two sheriffs, in fact now both, firing away on middle. Ghosts alongside them for NAVI. And a big spread from this team. The short play will be a challenge for Angel. He's thrown in the knife, and it's caught 3. Good information, but Movistar KOI are far from committing.
Yeah, it's the right thing to do. Just pause and patiently wait. Put some doubt into the minds of NAVI, maybe force them to push elsewhere. They have actually put the Cypher setup, though, on this A side of the map, so the expectation might be that this is the direction of that push. They've already spotted the TP, but they know that it's a ruse and can quickly, or should be able to quickly react. The fact is, though, the B side is about to be under some serious pressure.
Not ready yet.
Oh yeah, here comes the push. Steps already heard. Ruxic knows what's up against him. He's going to hide from any sort of reveal that could come through. Knife again, catching info. I heard 3 pings. Ruxic did too. He grabs one. Backside though, Xiao's under pressure. They're coming from both doorways, but he does a lot of damage. Keeps them in it. Nice shot from Flya, but it's not enough to take Alexic down. The Sheriff headshot, on the other hand, more than enough. Monster in the tank left on site. We talked a big game about the tank, and here he is on the Yoru, finding one, and Monster left to take down Hero, but he's so low. One shot needed. He's put Hero down to the same sort of health. It's going to be close. The first shot to land will conclude the round. KOI have been good in pistols, but Hero's a little bit better this time. 10 HP. The wall saved him.
Yeah, probably a man who feels a little bit hard done by that he didn't manage to close out in the last map. Over 30 kills to his name, and it doesn't seem like he's stopping, switching up the roller away from the controller we saw in the last, back to his trusty Sentinel. And considering, yeah, normally you would expect him almost to be that B-site anchor in a lot of cases. It's his rotation in this one that does the damage. Interestingly, though, we're going to see that solo outlaw play. Now, you kind of have the expectation of a lot of light shields, especially if you're up against NAVI. They were the kings of the light shield rifle, 2 pistols. That was always what they did. Well, guess what? They got 4 light shields, and he has a one-shot kill sniper.
But this could definitely be interesting. You think in this round, there's always going to be in the back of your mind about taking those long-range fights, like probably Filu invests a little bit, gets his 8 headhunter bullets coming in, almost got a Guardian, and a little bit better. But this could definitely catch him by surprise. And the thing is, the only guy with full shields has got a judge. So he's not going to be the one peeking on range. This gives him a real chance to win the round. But the short play Short with an outlaw, it's bold, and it's into the full shields he goes, the tag found!
Oh, that's unlucky.
But the judge
one guy
immediately answers up. Luckily, the tank's able to trade.
It's still though, you got a 20% chance of walking into him, and you hit that immediately. Now Tank now gets the thing. That's the thing, you can juggle this weapon around onto different players. See how much damage you can do. I believe there was only a singular pistol in play for the side of NAVI. And all the rest of the players are one shot to this sniper. I'd say it's a hefty risk to go any further. The problem, though, is that his sniper is also one shot. And, well, so's a Sheriff headshot.
Yeah, now that's going to be a player that can't survive many scars being delivered. And especially not from the Outlaw. 30 HP on the tank. It's a quick conclusion and one pick onto the man who had full shields. And a judge, the rest of the team surviving. NAVI have got to be pretty happy about that.
Spike down, mid.
Ahead.
Good start from Alexic. I think important as well that he starts getting back into things, because I think in the last map you could see like some of the confidence maybe fading away a little bit from what he was doing in some of the earlier rounds when you go back to Icebox. Instead, after the judge was dropped, we've actually got a second outlaw into play. That's been picked up. Ruxic has been enjoying the sniper. He now gets to use that. That's on the back of the A site. This round definitely has some legs to it.
Without a doubt. MKOI droning out on mid. That's been spotted. Slightly delayed, but a drone back in return, just confirming that space isn't capitalized on. It's then filled in by Alexic. And he has an opportunity here. Fly at full shields, so he can take a shot from that outlaw. But it would set him up in a pretty tough position for the rest of the round. Jump Spot sees some players deep on mid. NAVI trying to put the pieces together. But with that wall inside B main, I'm expecting the rotate to play that A site a little bit later.
Revealing area.
Already the reveal set up for it.
Now walking into an aggressive position. Angels managed to make that stick though. Batty G already lost them. Ruxic's still here. They might not even expect the second player with the sniper. That one's for free and he can get out of there. Angel now jumps back in with the distraction. This crossfire is causing so many issues, and even a paranoia now thrown in. It's the dive in with a sniper from Alexic. Well, Angel's finally been cleared. But Monster, 15 seconds, no spikes, and 2 outlaws to face off against. That one was a little bit too easy for my liking.
I mean, Alexic diving in, that never happens unless you have Angel inside of main. Because at that point, you know what control you have, and you know that paranoia has hit. For Batty G, it's going to be so frustrating. Just as he goes to set up the paranoia, Angel invades the smoke. And that's not a play of, you know, over-aggression. That's a play of necessity. He was about to be revealed. He needs to step in the smoke and just happens to catch perfect timing. It's got to be frustrating because it's hard to account for something like that. For MKOI, that's what loses them the round. Angel having main control. 3-0 start. And now, what should be 4 with MKOI coming in on pistols.
Alexic in the smoke.
Stay down. My ult's ready.
He was ready for one. That was straight through the wall. Yep. All right, Batty G's going to feel hard done by. This is squeaky clean. And while Filu, we mentioned he had so much success in the match versus Apex. It was an 8-round attack side half. And that's a nice shot. But he'd have to win the 1v5. Otherwise, they need to win every single round to match up that half. I don't think it's happening.
But he's got 7 bullets in the head, Hunter. And he's got 3 bullets in his chest, so yeah, that's gonna put that one to bed. 4-0 start, 4 rifles carried through by NAVI. Already a number of players who have a healthy buffer of credits. This is looking pretty scary early on if you're MKOI. Because we come in here, we talk about the tank.
I like this shit.
All right, he likes this stuff. And Filu coming in on the chamber, how much impact that could have. Right now, there's not been a lot to report back on.
Are they going to do the, the RX, the Vision Strikers? It looks like it. They're setting up early for the flash. Paranoia already sent through. Flash immediately, as they'll go for the aggression is perfect. That's about as well as it could go. They're still going. They're not giving this up. They're continuing that fight forward. Batty G has done well to stabilize, but even he can't hold on any longer. you see the setup of that strat. It's one that's been run for such a long time, and Alexic, we mentioned the last map, and he has immediately delivered.
That's gotta suck too. You've just upgraded his rifle for him. Now he's got that operator to play with. A 5-0 start. The previous
11-1.
So what did we say coming in? Oh yeah, he sucked on the last map. He had a lot of bad plays, a lot of rounds that didn't go his way, a lot of shots that didn't land. If he can find that map 1 energy, this is a quick conclusion. And here he is. This is not map 1. This is past it. He is locked in for playoffs, and soon the team may be too. 5-0 start. Movistar KOI calling a timeout because the round before they had pistols. This time they got decimated by this guy.
Yeah, he's a guy that you go back to, I would say, his like first week or so, and there were definitely questions being asked of whether or not he was going to exceed what we saw from Koala, who definitely individually was not a bad player. Yeah. He has started to get there. Like, we have seen glimpses of a true star, especially alongside some of the other youngsters that are in this team. And right now, he is frying. And I think it does, you see the difference when he has that setup. The supportive flashes, the supportive utility off the rest of the players. You put him as the centerpiece, and he thrives.
I think that's been the thing. You know, coming into this year, Hero is someone that I expected to deliver. Angel and Xiao, I didn't know what I'd get from. But Ruxic and Alexic, I didn't estimate them anywhere near the level that they've been delivering in what feels like every game. Like, for both of them. Alexic obviously going in first. The guy should be having a lot less success than he is. But he is able to deliver again and again. 5-0 start, 11-1, and an op now gifted to him. Movistar KOI, let's hope that timeout had some solutions.
Ooh, he's going to know that they're there at this point, but it almost doesn't matter. Oh, he's had enough. He's decided to put any doubters to rest, any question marks are looking to be put down, and has the support of Xiao to make sure that nobody's able to get anything done in the backline. Now, you might be looking at this and going, okay, that must have been a low buy. That must have been, just a piece or two. This is everything. This is all the finances of Movistar KOI. They picked a play to try and find a gap in NAVI, and while Batty G is in a 1v5.
You might have looked at this coming in. Another in-zone flawless for NAVI confirms that if you came in thinking that this comp from Movistar KOI, as you said, not something that will catch NAVI by complete surprise. If you thought that the tank on the Euro, if you thought that Filu on the chamber was something that NAVI wouldn't know how to play against, well, they do know how to play against this. It's been nothing but
Alex.
stoppage for NAVI. Flawless rounds, or at least clean rounds in what feels like every one of the 6 that have been put up so far. Yeah. And for Movistar KOI, they need to find the counter, because right now, it's NAVI that have it.
Yeah, and I think as well, even Mini, even the biggest KO hater, has got to be quite happy with how all of that supportive utility has been going so far. I think Xiao as well has been sublime, and this was always his map. Like, go back to even him playing the Fade on this map. He was a force to be reckoned with.
It's activated.
Tour de force being thrown in. At this stage, you've got to try something. Getting decimated. Is Alexa going to go for this repeat? He isn't! He wins! Filu is waiting for that. Definitely a little slow on the trigger, but at the same time, Alexic is just a different gravy.
Well, his confidence, Tom, it's off the charts. You can't measure it. Oh, that flash even catches Batty. Good luck. You're stopped, you're slowed, and in comes the push on short.
He didn't even try him.
Alexic didn't find the kill there. He got some damage. His second death on the board.
Careful.
But it's Monster alone against 3. That re-peek from Alexic, knowing that the tour de force was there, knowing that the main thing that could change this round was that ultimate. And he says, I know he's holding me. I know there's a rule that you don't re-peek an op, but I've got an op. Screw it. And he wins the fight. That's got to suck for Movistar KOI, because the one hope of the round fades so quickly, and now Monster, look, if you make this clutch happen, you're back in the game, baby. But a lottery ticket has more chances to win. It's a 7-0 start for NAVI in map number 3, and all hope for Movistar KOI is looking to fade. That's ridiculous.
Not quick enough. And that was one of the major factors when you go back to their victory versus Apex, was Natank and Filu. Well, combined, they have 3 kills right now.
Minus 60 on Chamber. Dog.
All right. Okay. You can add in the tank if you want. To be honest, you could just circle the hog. Yeah, that works. Just highlight everyone.
That was perfect.
Nailed it. Well, there you go. The tank has heard the call. Ruxic down early.
That's why I didn't circle.
Of course. Yeah, now he's 3 and 7. Those are stats he wants to have. But they desperately need to start stringing some rounds together. 7-5 is definitely not a death sentence. They went 5-0 on the defensive half versus Apex. And I think especially you get that operator in hand, there's an opportunity. Filu watching, waiting. Angel is there. It's going to be the bait. I don't mind it. They try and utilize the dart to pull his aim away, but he has teammates. That's a lovely sound.
It is. It's so smooth on the ears.
Don't go back.
Well, 7-0 start. This could be the first bump in the road. Alexic, he's in position. Dash activated. He knows they're on their way. Reveal goes through, but Alexic takes down Filu. He's running for the hills. No ult online, and now no weapon to play with. He's on the shorty backside. Space taken by Movistar Koi on the back of the Steel Gardens, but it's taken them so much time that the op is back online! They've walked into it! Alexic looks to stop them, finds himself too!
That was
I don't know what the tank was thinking! He ran deep, he gave them the ult, the info! And now the 2v2, it's winnable for the... Oh, that shock dart's done so much damage! Wide swing, Shao deals with it, and it's Monster 1v1 already tagged up, and Shao deals with him! 8-0. Oh, that round feels like another fumble.
Yeah, the thing is, it was much better from them at the start. Okay, sure, maybe slightly overestimating how long the Steel Garden lasts, and that gave Alexic an opportunity, but the trade from Monster was fantastic. They even find themselves with an advantage. And then the tank, I genuinely, when I saw that player go through, I was like, that must have been a con, because that was such a big risk when you already have that advantage.
No,
and yeah, well,
we're trolling. Double timer? Yes, bro.
Oh, you can understand it. 8-0 down, second timeout going to be called. Alexic currently averaging 2 kills a round. It's quite easy for me to work out, thankfully.
Well done.
Maths is not my strong suit.
Oh, that was quick, Tom, as well.
Yeah. 8.
What's his KD?
8 times 2. 5 and a bit.
Well done, yes. Perfect. 5.3 recurring time.
Oh no.
But look, for Navi, 8-0 start, it gets the second timeout. I mean, once you see that, you know, sat down on the opposite side of the stage, you're in their heads. The coaches are desperately trying to recover. And I think looking at that round, Steel Garden active, you know there's an op. That's your chance to dive on Alexic, get him out of the round. And they spend so much time messing about that they can't get into the site. They can't deal with that player till the op comes back up, and that's exactly the moment. As it fades to the second that they swing in, op shot rings out, and the round already in question. And then the tank pushing for spawn control when they've just seized site with a man advantage. I agree with what Simo said. We're trolling.
But if you're, that whole round was a disaster. Man down and you do that,
sure, yeah, you're trying to make a risk.
It, but I think maybe just got lost in the madness and. Well, 8-0 down. These, even when you go back to Icebox, it was a close game until Na'Vi closed out. This has been anything but a close game. Angel with ult online, Shao with ult online. Hunter's Fury on the other side, and other than Ruxic, there's not really anyone's here. Alexic's actually walking further in. They've connected onto Ruxic, but that cross is still being held. This man is playing so aggressively. Look at him go! No fear in the heart of Alexic at this stage. We're seeing peak performance. He's going back for more. Did he hit Flyer there?
I don't think so, but he went for it, that's for sure.
Oh, hello.
Flyer's caught them up top.
Player standing.
It's Alexic alone as Angel fades out in the ult, but that op is still trained, and the Blade Storm comes out. One blade needs to land, and it's straight on the head of Flyer. A 9-0 start. Both timeouts from Movistar Koi. But they cannot find the counter. They cannot stop this man. That didn't need to be in the replay. Andy, I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't need to see that. You're not gonna do it to me. I'm a new man. Great round for Navi.
I think teams might actually have to start considering moving Navi away from maps where Alexic plays Jet. Like, genuinely. Map 1, he was insane. Map 3, well, there's no doubt this is the best performance we've seen from him. He is treating this like a scrim. He is treating this like he doesn't respect the scrim partner in the scrim. And Monster's already dead. That was a swing into middle, by the way. And well, in case you didn't know, Xiao's also playing pretty well. 3 for him. Shorty out. I think we might get another death. The KD's going down, but only a little bit.
Well, what is it now?
It's a number that is a little bit less than 5.
Well, I'll tell you what, and I'm going to do some math real quick. You're going to be impressed by this, Tom. The win rate for NAVI so far, 100% on this map. That leaves their opponent on 0%. That's not great. And Xiao, I think this might be the best start to a map we've had from Xiao.
His KD's 5.
Oh, very well done, Tom.
Yeah,
I'm impressed
for some reason
today.
I thought he had more deaths.
That took a while, but you got there. But no, like 10-0. Both timeouts used for Movistar Koi. Playoffs.
Remember the OT from the last map? Because I don't.
Yeah. No. Movistar Koi, they can wave goodbye to playoffs unless there is an unbelievable turnaround, and it will not be with the help of their coaches.
Oh, okay.
Nice shot.
KD down to 4.
Nice trade back.
Yeah, this is the best opportunity they have had, and it's not been particularly close. Maybe the clutch that Flyer had not long ago, but there is the man. He's taken down Angel, Xiao, and Hero. They've definitely got the credits to go for this, to nobody's surprise. At least some wiggle room, at least a chance on the defense. They need to give themselves something here. Batty G fighting into the smoke. While Xiao, the Xiao show has been a little bit less frequent as of recent. It's certainly on here, so they have got to respect this man.
Without a doubt, he's 10-3. But he'll be taken down by the recovered op, Filu, dealing with Xiao. A big cheer I could hear from down on the stage as Movistar Koi delighted to find their first round, but it has to be the first of many. This has to be an unbelievable comeback from that squad. With 1 round left to go before the halftime, it has to go in favor of Movistar Koi, or this map is seeing the beginning of the end.
Of course. Navi buying right back up. The Tunk, it's definitely been a nightmare. 3 and 11, but at least he has his ult online. Can immediately see the gate crash going through. An immediate teleport as he'll look to try and put the pressure on the players around this A site. Hero's setup is in position, ready and waiting, potentially just looking for someone on a kill trip, and that is the trip, but I don't think there's any way they can kill him.
We survive for now.
Ooh.
That reveal could be a different story. Able to cross the site. Flya survives. Nice shot by Filu. Heroes down. Okay. Movistar Koi, they're finding their footing. They've got a leg to stand on now. Late play by Alexic. He's coming up behind, but there's a trap there watching for it. He won't get away with anything, and Angel's on 8 HP. Still gets one. Alexic on the flank finds another. Ruxic's in. It's now a 3v2. Angel still desperately low, but he could be used as a human recon. In fact, their normal recon sent in, and Batty G rips them a new one. It's Alexic alone. Time against him, up in hand, and 2 players to drop. This should be done. It should be Movistar Koi's, and it will.
Yeah, they've at least garnered themselves the smallest of lifelines, but Navi are just 3 rounds away from taking themselves and KC to playoffs in their tiny little backpack. For Movistar Koi, the climb will begin after the break.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Welcome back, folks. 10-2 in favor of NAVI. This is a very different halftime to what we've seen in the previous two maps. It was overtime by Movistar Koi on Corrode. They managed to take that map 16-14 like it was old school CS on their opponent's map pick. But now, on Ascent, it seems like they are a fish out of water.
They've now got to basically show off a flawless defensive side, which, well, hey, versus Apex they did. But it was only 5 rounds. They started on the attack, so it's a very different story. The lifeline, those last 2 rounds, but more importantly, they need a pistol. And they've been pretty good at winning them so far throughout this series, but it's very different when you are facing elimination.
Well, talking about last week and talking about Natank on the Yoru, that comfort hasn't been here, but you can't look at him. It's the whole team. It's the game plan. It's Alexic on the other side being a menace. He started to put up deaths towards the end of the last half, but the guy was on fire. 19-3 at one point. A big reason why NAVI, the main reason for sure, why they are leading by so much. And now he's on the attack side. He'll be the one hunting down isolated players. Leading the way. Leading by example for certain. Just a few rounds needed for NAVI, and if they win this pistol, that is the beginning of the end for Movistar Koi.
It's a slow, tentative round. Coming out from NAVI in their victory versus Fnatic. They won both halves. 7 of their rounds coming on the attack. They have always been very good at the attack side of this map, although they've gone without checking a corner. Bruxic seems to deal with that with relative ease, though. It's only the one. Velu's managed to hold on to B main control. The paranoia sent through isn't going to be able to connect onto him as he's had to fall back. Ghost retrieved as he'll look to fight them all, but he's been dropped by Xiao.
Decent damage on the Xiao. Shields gone. 30 HP as well, stripped away. Monster and Batty G, the ones that have to fight their way back through. You got 2 flashes to work with here, though. The Arc Rose on Monster has been placed on the A site. So unfortunately, he won't be able to activate that to any effect. But the paranoia for Batty G, that could open up a big avenue for them. Xiao, close to the smoke, but not going in. A player about to walk through. He gets caught on him, but the kill still goes the way of Movistar Koi, but with the time taking a Monster down to 40, Ruxic could have this one across the line. He's got the read, knows exactly what his opponent was doing, and hides behind the smoke. Jumping out, and it's a nightmare for Movistar Koi. They're looking out of their depth at 11-2.
Yeah, I said it when this map pool came up. The ice spot choice was a risk. You're going into a strong map for NAVI. They lost that one. They allowed Corrode through, a map they never played, and fair play to them, they won that one. But then you also give NAVI Ascent, a map you recently won, but also they beat Fnatic on. And that risk does not look like it's paid off. They gave NAVI the keys to the castle. Well, right now, it feels like they're moments away from their prize. The knife almost taking away that headhunter. And of course, you look at the economy of Koi. They have put everything into this. This is a full buy round.
Yeah, they're unsurprisingly not fighting for 10 in a row, but that means this round has to be theirs.
NAVI did it.
They did.
Here.
Different circumstances, perhaps. For Movistar Koi, this their final stand here and now. 12-2 with low economy. If they lose this, and a 10-round streak would still only get them in overtime. For NAVI, they are understandably cautious in their approach. In the end, they'll move towards the A side.
Yeah, this is where Batty G is waiting with his judge. He's been forced back off the angle, but see if he can get anything done from this position. They know he's here. He's spamming away with the judge. There's only 2 bullets left. Seems like he'll get time for the reload, and this could actually pull rotations in. A couple of players now here. NAVI are being stalled out, and Batty G manages to win that opener. Another player close. The Stinger at range from far. Maybe not the play from Flyer. He's just too far away from the rest of the team. And while Batty G could only do so much with the judge, a post plant, 2 players, 1 with a Stinger, 1 only with the headhunter.
Hero.
And Hero's even there in the backlight to close out the round.
That's it. That should be the end of it. The judge dealt with up close. The Stinger peak in heaven never stood a chance. The Spectre wouldn't have fared much better, I'll tell you that. Too many players, too many guns. Reveal here, making all the difference. Well timed by Xiao.
Down A.
Have the spike.
This is it. 10 rounds in a row needed. The economy's going to look better this round than the last, but it's certainly not where you want to be standing when you're facing down the barrel of a 10-round streak just to hit overtime. No ultimates online to make the difference, and if any are going to come on, it's probably for NAVI, especially with the orb placement on this map. They've already spotted one close on mid. They know Filu's here.
Escape.
He's 4 HP. He's trapped in the corner. He's revealed as well. Surviving for a moment till the nade comes in from Angel, and the tank accelerates. Looks for the fight on mid, but it's trades back and forth with NAVI being just a few kills away from locking in playoffs and locking out Movistar Koi.
A couple of, or at least one tagged up player. That is Alexic. A Spectre waiting for him on the other side, but it's more so the isolation. The wall could create a chance, but it's definitely been noted. They're going to try and swing this one all at the same time, and he's only going to manage the one. Batty G under pressure. Paranoia has left him completely blind, but his reposition is solid. Still surviving while waiting for his teammate, but it's Ruxic on the other side that has caused them issues throughout this series so far. He may be revealed, but he can now just teleport to the other side of the map, get a freebie plant, and sure, that grants Flyer a weapon, but it also will buy a lot of time.
Shadows.
Fighting for tournament life. Ruxic's not the man you want to face. With that in mind, he's delivered in so many rounds. And although he's been a little quieter so far, 13-9, Alexic's taken everything from him. All those opportunities, but here's his chance to make that difference. Spots the player close. Shorty in hand, he's chasing him down, but Flyer's waiting at distance. Survives on 35 and gets another round for Movistar Koi, but the climb back, it is going to be steep.
It's them surviving for the year. They'll live to tell the tale at least a little bit longer. They did well in a lot of those early fights. I think it was actually Flyer winning a fight with a Spectre from bottom to top mid.
I ain't losing those. Never say never, eh? Never say never. Because never say never.
I think most people have said never. But we'll see. 9 rounds in a row.
Time to jump.
Still a full buy coming in for NAVI. Filu's trying this again. He's been caught for a second time, but will be able to teleport out. They're going to leave Natank behind, but the nade now going into the corner. Didn't really force him into the open, but there's no one facing it anyway.
He was just hungry for the fight. The Movistar Koi certainly won't give up. As we heard the Justin Bieber reference, Hal would be very excited if he was here. For Movistar Koi, it is a uphill battle, as we said. And now NAVI grouping up towards this B site. There is utility to spot them and stop them, but there's a player holding. Flyer needs to either get one or get out, and he won't go down, at least for now.
Knife takes his utility. Hero has caught Filu as well. That leaves him completely isolated. Finally, the utilities come through, but 2 players have already crossed. He needs to be aware of switching where he's looking, but the Thorns aren't going to last forever, and the rest of the team are very slow to make their move. I guess still worried about Hero. He found a kill just moments ago. Monster has done well. Given them an opportunity. Ruxic down early. But instead, they're still looking. They are still hunting for Hero. He's waiting on the site, and they're looking to back mid to see if he's just waiting around. They'll finally realize, but that has bought a lot of time. Hero is going to be dealt with. Monster again! He stepped up as a savior, but there's still 2 to go.
And one of them's Alexic. Hell of a game he's played so far. Angel grabs one. Alexic close in the smoke. He's baited them in. Hook, line, and sinker. NAVI 13-3. It's a dominant close to a close series. And it's playoff locked in on the other side of the stage. After one hell of a fight, after a climb back on Corrode, an overtime victory, Movistar Koi's journey ends here.
Yeah, it was a decent fight. I think many would have come into today and looked at this as a 2-0 for NAVI, especially with their recent form, but that fight back on Kuro definitely made things interesting. But right now, the NAVI Ascent, it might be back to basics in terms of the composition, but it is looking clean. And what more exciting of the lot, the performance from Alexic, 25 kills. The next highest in the server is 14. He was far and above the best player. And sure, I want to give credit to the rest of NAVI for the support he was given, the trust of this youngster to go, okay, we're going to give you the flashes, we're going to give you the reveals, the smokes, whatever you need to succeed. But then he took everything into his own hands, especially after a rough performance on the previous map. That is a big showing from him.
Yeah, it was a great game from Xiao as well. Much better compared to some of the other maps we've seen, but really your eyes drawn to Alexic. This youngster delivered and then some.